Yeah,
spending a little bit of time here.
Yeah. You know, it's retrograde. And are you participating in this?
Nope.
You answered that without thinking about it.
I don't have to think about it. I don't participate in it.
So you can like opt out for retrograde?
I opt out.
How do you opt out for retrograde?
I just don't let it affect me. I mean, you know, when it starts to get silly, like when the electronics start to go down, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The crazy things start happening. You know what I mean? It's an inconvenience. But we used to really get affected by them, and it used to make bad situations worse. It also makes people very stoic.
I had an interesting dream.
Yeah?
Yeah. The universe asked me if we were done doing this.
Oh.
Right. I was like,
okay.
Am I done doing what?
Yeah.
So do you feel like you're making a difference?
We've been through this 100,000 times.
I know, but the universe always asks. Well, the universe actually, I heard a voice over a voice come through and say it. And I said, yeah. He's like, okay, are you done? Hey, how are you?
So,
did I ever answer? No.
Yeah.
No, I never.
You can't say he's hanging.
Well, it just the universe spun around and showed me a bunch of different things, but I think it was trying to show me the impacts we've made versus the impacts we haven't made, but then the impacts that we've made in our union, and then the impacts we haven't made outside. It was interesting because I just got to watch all of these things, but I don't think I was ever asked the question again. But I do know that I experienced a deeper connection to you because we've done a lot of healing with other people as well as ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And
the love that we have now is much greater than it was then because of the healing that we went into and the healing that we stay in. So, you know, it's sometimes about, you know, how your child feels on the inside. Let's see. Wow, been forever since I've been able to catch up with you guys. Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Because you know, sometimes I get dreams in retrograde and sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's just pure darkness, and I love that. Because, man, that's good sleep right there. So how's your connection?
It's what? No, it's interesting that we're talking about connection because we're really going deep, and it could be
Yes.
It could be that we're talking about it a lot in this group, and we're putting out a video every week, and then having discussion during the week over the video. We're talking about connection, and I think I'm actually knowing that there are quite a few in the group that are getting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is not how I saw connection.
Well,
I you know, I've been going on a dream journey for a past week or so. For a while.
So what do you think the dream journey is trying to show you?
It's showing me some inner child stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's showing me some. I'm seeing shapes and signs and it's indescribable, but it's eye-opening. It's actually making me understand that why I'm feeling certain ways that I feel. I'm like, oh well, that makes sense, you know?
Yeah. So it makes it like it was helping you see certain behaviors.
Behaviors, certain ways that I feel about things, that I look at things, that I see things. You know what I mean?
Is it changing the view or keeping it the same?
No, it's definitely changing the view of it, for sure. Of all things, it's just looking at them in a different way, and I hope there's a form of acceptance in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Somewhere. That I hope we'll see what's happening.
Okay.
It's a journey. I don't know much about where we're heading with it.
And the connection to self getting better. Lee, what actually happened to you that made you stop running from this connection and seek to find out what it meant? I think what made me stop running from the connection is when she started accepting me for how I was and who I was and what I was doing. That threw me off. It threw me off big time because, once you get to know the person you're connected to and then you start finding out why they're making all of these choices, I kept going, what's going to make you walk away from me? And I don't know why you stuck around, but you did. And you always kind of, even if you went a different direction, you still kind of just let me know that the connection was still there for you.
Yeah.
And you accepted me. And even if I didn't open up and share anything with you, you didn't punish me for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was like almost like you just were just kind of standing there watching me go through fixing myself kind of thing.
Right.
And I think for me, that was kind of like okay, what is it about me that's making her do this? Then what is it about me that I feel this connection? Will you stop that? Those are my jeans. It's the button. It made me feel like, I don't know, it made me see myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And, I think even though I wasn't spiritual, I wasn't religious, I really didn't believe in anything. It made me start looking inside to figure out what was this? Why were you not, just instantly saying you're an asshole and walk away? Because that's what I was expecting. So I would say that once you give total acceptance to the person that you're connected to, it starts to kind of go deep inside of them because they're trying to figure out why are you accepting them in a space where they don't accept themselves. So hopefully that answered your question. Funny part is in other places I thought I was connected are experiencing lots of static. What a trip. Yes, it is. Because of the connection group from you, I was able to start healing my connection to Dad and Dreamtime. Thank you. Oh,
that,
you're
by the
welcome.
way, is a coach.
Yes, it is. Oh,
Jess.
hey, Jess.
I just realized that when I looked at her picture. Yeah, by the way, Jess is a coach.
Yes.
With us.
And a Reflections.
Relationship Reinvented. And we are very proud of her.
Yes.
She's awesome.
7 a.m. here in Cali watching Cherry Lee. Oh, hi.
Sorry.
Sending you love back. Yeah. We're not subtitled. How hard was it to let go and let God?
What when we still haven't.
Well,
sometimes. I mean, it's hard. It's hard sometimes, especially if we're going through something, whether it be personal or financial or with the family or one of the kids, right? When we're both not on the same page on how we want to get through the situation or the conflict, right? I can change my mindset, but he can be in a completely different mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I can get all hyped up and be like, oh, we're going to get through this. And then, I'll turn to him and be like, oh, we can get through this. And then he's not on the same page. He's still basking in that other stuff, the worry, the stress, or how are we going to get through it, right? And so it makes it to where it's difficult. So both letting go at the same time and letting the universe or God or the source or whatever handle things, it's a very difficult thing, right? It's a very difficult thing because we're human beings and it's really hard. It's really hard. I find myself able to do it. It's interesting. I find myself disconnecting from that. But then we're so connected that if he's still in that space, that's where I'm going to end up. That's where I'm going to go because he's in that space. And it's vice versa too. If he's, in a more positive space and I'm in a more negative space on what's happening with the situation, actually letting go of it is way more difficult than speaking it.
Yeah, I agree.
For sure. So it's a process. It's every day and it's a different scenario every day. how did I let go of the anger and the resentment I felt for my sexual abuse, right? Well, it was easy now looking back, but it wasn't easy then. The process sucked. It was horrible. I did a lot of inner work. I did a lot of crying. I did a lot of why me's. I did a lot of all these things. I did a lot of clearing and cleansing and did a lot of forgiveness and acceptance, all kinds of things. And I was able to just release that. However, I still talk about it daily because it's part of what our mission is on what we do. So when I'm able to talk, it was very important in the process that I had to go through that, because now that I'm in healing over it, I can talk about it every day without those feelings rising up and putting a lump in my throat. I can speak on it. So it depends. I mean, one day we can be on the same page and let everything go, and the next day there'll be a fork like sink and we'll hold onto it for the rest of the day while nobody put it in the damn dishwasher. So it just depends.
Did it take you a while to forgive me?
For what?
For everything. For things that I've hurt you in. I mean, how did you get to acceptance without that? Especially knowing everything I was doing. Being connected
Without
to me.
what?
And me just out there, not even knowing or even experiencing the connection to myself. It makes it difficult. It made it difficult to accept me, didn't it?
No, it made it difficult to accept a relationship with you.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't going to have a relationship with a person like you.
Bing, 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 bing.
No. No.
Okay. No, that.
Hope that helped.
No, I believe it did. Did your life become challenging based on you running?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which million times that both of us ran in opposite directions? Yeah, it made it more difficult because then you have to start. It's like becoming sober, right? And then you take a drink or a drug or whatever, or go put a chip on a table, and now you have to start your sobriety from day one.
Right. Wow.
Over and over and over.
So every day's a beginnership?
Every day.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know anymore. I try not to worry about it. Just focus on myself. I stopped talking to him 5 months ago, and I'm proud of myself.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Just hold him right here.
Yeah. Let's see. Yes, it is. Thanks again. We definitely need to give our connection space to process. That's sound. I like that. Yeah. Sherry, did you or do you do mirror work on yourself?
Yes, I have millions of times, and I still do on occasion. I've noticed, however, that recently when I'm talking to the person I see in the mirror, that it's been a little bit more. I'll notice if I'm talking a little bit more on the negative side, because if I say "but" in my conversation with myself, when I'm looking at physical 3D things, like let's go ahead and talk about this mess. But one day it's green, and one day it's purple, and one day it's brown, and then I get it to where I want it, and then the kids come in and tell me I look 60, and then they try to fix it, and then they fuck it all up. But anyway, it's a process. So I'll go look in the mirror going, okay, here we go again, starting this process, right? And my hair don't even have a chance to grow because they're always processing it. I got 2 kids. I had 2 kids that were in beauty school, but now they're not. They're done with that. But I'm still self-coloring. But anyway, yeah, it's a process, right? I do talk and I do a lot of mirror work, but I've noticed that I also am learning a little bit more to stand in my power. So when I do talk to myself a lot, I will reaffirm things where, we're not going to let this happen to us anymore. I'm not going to let that happen to you anymore. I've been with this dream journey I've been in. It's a lot of inner child work, and my inner child, she's stifled. She can't come out. There's too many adult things happening here. There's too many adult things happening. There's too many 3D situations happening here. and she's back in the box.
Oh,
She has nobody to play with. She has nobody to talk to because there's too many situations happening around. You know what I mean? So it's hard. So talking in the mirror, I'm talking and I'm encouraging her. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's different.
does it feel like you're sacrificing your innocence?
I feel no, I don't know. I don't know
Or
what it is.
protecting your innocence?
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
And beautiful at the same time.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you know, it's interesting. It's an interesting process watching it unfold and then feeling the feelings like, what do I do with this? It's odd. I don't know. I'll keep you informed of where the journey goes. I'll keep you there.
Well, your loving her is giving me more space to love you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's highly important in this connection, especially if you're in union or out of union. That's how the first step should be, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, the answer to that, Jess.
Hey, beautiful people, love you too.
Oh, from England.
I met my twin flame 11 years ago, but just found out he was my twin a month ago after like our 7th separation. Why does it take so long?
Well, you know what? You're not in the 27, 28 year span. So let's count our blessings first. Look, we've got clients. It's been a 30-year process. Your question is, why did it take so long? That's something you have to tell us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, we can guide you to the truth. We can show you what may have happened. We can open your eyes to a whole lot of shit that will make you open your eyes wider than you ever have, right? But that's a question you need to ask yourself.
And maybe the question I would have is, if this is the 7th time you're separating, what's caused the separation each time? Is it thought or is it feeling? And then focus on where that comes from and then really investigate it to make sure that the thoughts are matching what you feel. We've experienced that quite a bit. How do you guys deal with people who have bad vibes or speak negativity? The most beautiful spark in the world comes from negativity and positivity coming together. So laying down while negativity happens makes it ground itself in you. But if you become positive in the reverse, or don't see it as something about you and look for the positivity in it, you can actually crescendo it. A lot of negativity, we believe that negativity can exist by itself, and it doesn't. It actually has to have positive and negative in order to see there's two sides. So sometimes it's just a matter of either standing in the neutral zone or standing in the positivity to help that negativity. You don't grow without it.
We have a session. I'm looking, going, oh no, we've got somebody waiting.
We thought we would just jump in and say hi, that you guys were thinking about you guys. And we hope that there are some really good questions here, but you never know. We might come back. Today. We'll see. We'll see what the day takes us. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys soon.
There.